Welcome to Grammar Practice English course on line 46. Today's grammar points. In, at, on, prepositions of place and time. Let's see when and how to use in, at, on. Let's see how to use prepositions of place or prepositions of location in, at, on. In is used in many contexts. A geographical region, a big place. A general place, an enclosed space. Examples with in. In a country. In England. I live in England. In a city. In London. I work in London. In a neighbourhood. In South Kensington. I am shopping in South Kensington. In a large area. In Hyde Park. I am jogging in Hyde Park. In the sky. They are flying through the sky. They are flying in the sky. In an enclosed space. In a car, in a taxi, in a helicopter, in a lift, in an elevator, in the garden, in a box, in my pocket, in a building. In, other, in a row, in the newspapers. On is used in many contexts. Public transport, surfaces on top of, streets, avenues, and more specific places. Examples with on. On public transport or transport. On a bus, on a train, on a plane, on a ship, on a bicycle, on a horse. On surfaces, on the wall, on the floor, on a page, on the menu. On streets, avenues, on Oxford Street, on the High Street, on Brick Lane. On, for more specific places, on the corner, on the edge, on the right, on the left, on television, on the way. At is used in many contexts. A point, a specific location, institutions, addresses. Examples with at. At with specific location. At the entrance, at the top, at the bottom, at the front desk, at the shop. At for institutions, at the Guggenheim Museum, at Buckingham Palace, at Tower Bridge. At for addresses, at 21 Oxford Street, at the bus stop, at the crossroads, at the dentist's, at Bond Street Station. At with no article, at home, I am at home, at work, we are at work, at school, he is at school, at university, they are at university. At reception, she is waiting at reception. prepositions of time in, at, on. Let's learn the following prepositions of time. When to use in. For centuries, in the 1900s, in the 15th century. For decades, in the 90s, in the 1950s. For years, in 1984, in 375 AD, in 72 BC. For months, in January, in August. For weeks, in 4 weeks, in a fortnight, in 2 weeks. For parts of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. For seasons, in the summer, in the spring, in the winter, in the autumn, in autumn. When to use on. For days, on my birthday, on Monday, on New Year's Eve. For dates or specific parts of the day, on 23/03/2018, on Sunday morning, on their anniversary. For holidays containing the word day, on Christmas Day, on Easter Monday, on Independence Day. When to use at. For weekends, at the weekend. For hours and times, at 12 o'clock, at 9 a.m, at 9 p.m, at noon, at midnight, at midday, at night, at sunset, at sunrise. For holidays not containing the word day, at Christmas, at Easter. That's it for today.